Every year in the NFL, it's a new team. As far as goals go, we have one. Putting a f***ing ring on our finger.
Welcome to the Buccaneers Observer Podcast. Today is May 16th, 2022.
Hello. How's
Hello.
it going?
It's going.
Got a good show today, huh?
Yes, we have a great show for you today. We are going to be covering the schedule release, some Buccaneers news, some news around the league, especially NFC South news. Don't have any fact checks or follow-ups because we were absolutely perfect in our last podcast.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So you want to start scheduling or covering the schedule?
We're just going to jump right into the schedule.
We're just going to go right into it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
When was it? It was released Thursday.
Thursday, yeah. We were going to do the podcast, but didn't realize it was so late when the schedule came out. I thought they'd put it out sooner because I feel like in years before they said it was going to come out at 8, but then it came out earlier.
They did release a bunch of the first week. They did the first week. They did some of the Thursday night games and stuff. I think they released the Christmas Day package, which, surprise, surprise, the Buccaneers are playing on Christmas Day.
I don't like that. It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's too much.
It's the Buccaneers with Tom Brady. We're going to be
I know.
If they played during the summer, we'd have July 4th.
I know.
Surprised we don't have New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
Oh, we do.
Oh, do we have New Year's Day too?
Yes.
Wow. Do we have Thanksgiving game?
I don't know when Thanksgiving is. Hold on. No, I think we're on a bye that week.
Well, there you go.
And we don't have any Thursday games in November.
That's what happens when you got the GOAT on your team, man. You get all the prime slots. We got 5 primetime games again this year. Third time in a row. How about that?
I don't think, when Tom Brady unretired in March, I don't think the schedule was done at that point, right?
Right. Well, they were working on it, and they said they had to revamp the whole thing.
Yeah. Because they weren't going to give us 5 primetime games.
No. God, Lord have mercy. The reason why we got 5, the reason why we got any primetime games is because of Tom Brady.
I know. And in the years past, it's we got the obligatory Thursday night game that everyone gets. Mm-hmm. And that was it.
Yeah.
Maybe one other one.
Yes. All right, so run it down. What do we got? Week 1,
okay.
Playing Dallas again, at Dallas, second year in a row. We barely beat them this year or last year.
What do you think is convincing this year? Don't you feel like it was kind of cheap that they did it 2 years in a row? They're going to give us Dallas.
They're the biggest team in the league. I mean, they got the biggest market, the biggest fan base.
I don't know. Give us some variety.
Nah, I think it's great.
You
Start
do?
off the season, against Dallas. Smack the Dallas fans.
I know.
Start the season.
Start early. Demoralize them.
Yeah.
It's a Sunday night game. So we have to go through the first Sunday of the season. There's no football until Sunday night.
We got quite a few Sunday night games, don't we?
Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of the primetime games, largely because I can't stay up that late.
Mm-hmm.
It's a struggle. But another reason is that you do have to wait so long to see your game.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, I prefer the 1 o'clock games. That's kind of how I grew up, watching 1 o'clock games, and then you had Monday Night Football. That was it. That was you had the 1 o'clock games, 4 o'clock games, and then Monday Night Football. We didn't have Sunday Night Football. We didn't have Thursday Night Football. All that good stuff. So, I'm used to waking up and drinking at 1 o'clock.
I know. And then you get done with the 1 o'clock games. You can kind of nap through the 4 o'clock games. It's the perfect, you're in and out.
Yeah. Now football is an all-day event, especially if they got games in London or something. You got to get up at 9 o'clock. watch it until midnight. I mean, I'm exhausted by
I know.
Sunday nights, at the end of Sunday nights.
I agree. It's too much. So then week 2, we do get a 1:00 game. It's against New Orleans, at New Orleans. So our first 2 games are road games. I hate that. I hate getting New Orleans so early in the season. Because, it is true that we've struggled against them in the last few years, even before Tom Brady came. And it did not work out well for us. The first year Tom Brady was here?
It got blown out.
Yeah, I think that was the second game in the season.
Yeah.
The first game was closer, but we still lost.
Well, the second game was primetime. Mm-hmm. It's like on those primetime games, Saints just beat us silly.
Yeah. So I don't ever really want to play them. Even though, they're not the same team. No Drew Brees. They're replacing a lot of people, new coaching staff. I just feel like they're a little bit of an Achilles heel. So don't love that. And then week 3, we got the Green Bay Packers at home. That's the first home game. That is a 4:25 game. So love playing them. We've fared very well against them in the last few years. So I'm never scared of facing up against them. And they're losing Davante Adams. So I feel pretty good about that one. What do you think?
Yeah, they seem to be, again, it's Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he is the team. And, it seems like no matter who they put there with him, they're still competitors just because of Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So, they're gonna compete, but I think we're gonna beat them.
What happened with Davante Adams? They apparently offered him more money than what the Raiders did, and he just didn't want to play for the Packers.
It's too damn cold up there.
Yeah. You think that was it?
No, I have no idea. I
I
no
wouldn't play
idea.
there either. So week 4, we get the Chiefs at 8:20. So our second Sunday night game.
Yeah, 3 of our 5 primetime games are Sunday night games. And it's funny because we only had 1 in the previous 10 years before Tom Brady showed up. Now we've had 7 on Sunday Night Football.
He's just a huge draw. This will be fun, a fun matchup.
Yeah.
Rematch.
Yeah.
And it's at home. It's a home game.
Well, they burned us at home, right, against that was when Tyreek Hill got 208 yards in the first quarter.
Yeah.
They don't have him anymore.
I know, which is unfortunate. We can't get a recap. Take 2
Yes.
of the Antoine Winfield taunting, unfortunately. They have Rojo.
Oh, that's right.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
We'll see if he makes it. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure he'll probably be a 2 or 3. Number 2 or 3 back. Can't recall who their starter is.
Yeah, we've got a tough schedule. We've got the 4th hardest in the league, I believe. The Rams have the 1st hardest, yeah. Yeah, we're playing, I think, 8 of the teams that we're playing were in the playoffs last year.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's almost half. And none of them, of course, from our division, because none of them made it. So, and then we're playing, we got Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Yeah, so we have the AFC North.
All right, so they didn't make
Baltimore.
it, but they're still going to be a tough team. Baltimore, they didn't make the playoffs last year, right?
I can't remember. I want to say Pittsburgh did.
Yeah, so Pittsburgh and Baltimore, they're 2 tough teams. I mean, they're playoff caliber teams. Well, we'll see about Pittsburgh. They don't have Big Ben anymore.
Yeah. It's a huge shakeup there.
Yeah.
I mean, their saving grace is Mike Tomlin. He always seems to field a competitive team. in a
Right,
really
right.
tough division.
Right.
So-
Same with Harbaugh. I mean,
Yeah.
they just don't have crappy seasons.
Exactly.
To them, a crappy season is 9-7.
Mm-hmm.
Both
And
of
still
those
making
teams.
the playoffs.
Yeah. Yeah. And Baltimore usually beat us up pretty bad every time we play
Yeah,
them.
they're a tough team to play. I don't know.
Very physical.
We play them at home, so that's good.
Last time we played them at home was 2013 or something like that, and they did. Jeff Flacco scored 5 touchdowns in the first half.
Why does that always seem to happen against us?
Teams set records against us. It's I mean, we fielded some horrible teams, and that game was just embarrassing bad. I mean, they were throwing our guys all over the place. But Harbaugh, that's his thing. He believes in blocking and tackling. Mm-hmm. That's how he coaches his guys. That's how he, and they're a run first team, one of the few in the league. Mm-hmm. And they're going to come and play smash mouth football. And if you're not prepared, they just going to beat you up.
Yeah.
And it seems like every time we meet them, we're not prepared.
We're not prepared. Yeah.
We just get punched in the face and don't like it.
But Tom Brady has a history against that team.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've been in the same conference for 20-some years.
Yes.
He chirped against Terrell Suggs and Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis got up in Ray Lewis's face.
Uh-huh. Which I love that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a good way to get murdered, so I've heard.
I don't know.
Got to have some cojones to get up in his face.
Yeah. Like, whose face hasn't he got up in?
Yeah, really.
And that's the thing you got to respect. Like, he's going to get up in someone like Ray Lewis. Mm-hmm. That caliber player. He's scared of you. Week 5, we got the Falcons. Speaking of not being scared of you. So that's a 1:00 game. That's at home.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad are the Falcons going to be? With 10 being absolutely horrendous and 1 being
I'll give them a
winning record.
7.
Yeah, I'll go with that. I don't know, man. They might be up there.
Like 5 and I guess 12. 5 and 12, right?
They are, according to Vegas odds right now, we are favored to win the Super Bowl. Yes, we're at plus 650. The Texans, Lions, and the Jets are dead last by a long shot at plus 20,000. I mean, if you got some money and you want to put it down on a long shot bet on one of those 3 teams to go to the Super Bowl. Now, here's what I would say: they on the Jets. I was really surprised that they are down there. I'm telling you, man, the Jets are going to surprise people this year. They're a good team. The Saints are at plus 5,000. Remember, we're at plus 650. Okay. So, I mean, that's how huge of a difference it is. The Falcons are at plus 10,000.
Wow.
And the Panthers both are at plus 10,000. So, the Saints, they don't have the Saints as being that bad. But Saints ain't the same Saints anymore. You ain't got Sean Payton, you ain't got Drew Brees, you got Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara and everything, but it's
they're in for a rude awakening.
I sure hope so, and hope we give it to them. Bam. I
mean, they have Alvin Kamara and Michael Thomas for now, but what happens when they start losing?
Yeah,
right. I mean, they're gonna get their money and they're gonna leave.
Yes.
They're going to finish out their contract, which I'm surprised Michael Thomas is still there with all the nonsense that happened last season.
Yeah, and then Kamara didn't play a whole lot. He's been getting injured. It kind of reminds me of McCaffrey.
It's every running back. It's just the nature of the position these days. Mm-hmm. I mean, even like Derrick Henry. Yep. He's a tough, big, strong running back. Mm-hmm. Bowl you over, and he still spent half the season on IR last year. Mm-hmm. So I think it's just what's happening these days with running backs. That's why they're overvalued. Yeah.
You don't get the Adrian Petersons, the Emmitt Smiths, and the Daniel Tomlinsons anymore. What is up with that?
Yeah, they just don't last anymore.
No. I mean, like Derrick Henry, when you think of Derrick Henry, it's kind of like Jonathan Taylor. They're big, strong guys that'll bowl you over. Jonathan Taylor, we haven't seen yet if he's going to last. But you see Derrick Henry. Yeah, he is smaller. Okay. But he will run
he's like
over.
A power runner. Yeah.
Right, got the big thighs.
Yep.
But as you said, Derrick Henry is now starting to get injured. And last year he didn't have full season, so we'll see what happens this year. And you just see it across the league. I mean, no running backs are staying healthy anymore. It's been like that for
about 2 years. So I think Jonathan Taylor, he'll be fine this year, and then next season I think we'll see an injury to him.
I wonder if a lot of it has to do with the way guys are tackling now. Because guys are doing the side tackling, the alligator rolls, the rugby tackling, and a lot of them they're going low. And so it's the running backs aren't getting direct hits anymore. They're getting these side hits and ankle tackles and all that. So they're getting knee and ankle injuries a lot more.
That's what I was thinking too. It's just the difference in the tackling. Because, that's the one variable I think that's changed.
Yeah.
Week 6, we have the Steelers, and that's at Pittsburgh. So that is October 16th. That's a 1 o'clock game. Who is starting at quarterback there? Do we know? It's like a competition, right? They've got Mason Foster, and then they brought people in, didn't they? Did they get Trubisky?
No, he went to, oh my gosh, Cleveland.
He did?
Oh, no, Trubisky. I was thinking of
Brissett.
Brissett.
Yeah, Jacoby Brissett.
No, you're right. Yes, Trubisky's at Pittsburgh, and I think he's slated to be starter, but, of course, there will be a competition in training camp.
Interesting. So that's one to watch.
But either way, both of them suck.
Yeah, not great. Oh, and then they drafted Kenny Pickett.
That's right.
They got the first.
Yeah. So they got 3 potential starters.
Yeah, so we have no idea on that one. That'll be interesting to watch. And, when teams get a new quarterback, they have the advantage because you don't have a lot of film on them. Mason Foster, you got a little bit of film on him. He did start last year.
Trubisky the same way. But this Kenny Pickett's, you have no idea. No idea. Well, all 3 of them, you don't know what they're going to do at Pittsburgh.
Yeah, what kind of role they're going to play. So I think it works to our advantage that we don't see them first thing in the season because there's going to be a little bit of tape on them, whoever their quarterback happens to be. And we've kind of historically gotten burned by guys like that who kind of came in, you had no tape on them. They're kind of a surprise. So luckily, maybe we'll have the advantage there with a little bit of film on whoever it's going to be. Week 7, we see the Panthers at home. Oh no, that's at Carolina, and that's a 1 o'clock game. Speaking of what are they doing at quarterback, still rumors about Baker Mayfield, but supposedly he doesn't want to go there. So I don't know. That place is just a dumpster fire.
What the draft was like? It's like they didn't even. They were just like, we'll pick a guy or two, and then I don't know what they're doing over there. I really don't.
I have no idea.
Very happy with it though. Their quarterback situation is crap. Their wide receiver situation is crap. Their defense is crap. It's just going to be a mess.
Yeah. It'll be a mini bye week, which is a good thing because we see the Ravens on Thursday. So we see the Panthers Sunday, and then we go to Baltimore Thursday.
All right. That's a primetime game, and it's going to be on Prime Video, Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah, they've got all the Thursday night games this year, exclusively.
Yeah, they're kind of stacking up. Like, I think they could be a big player. I think they're looking to take over the NFL.
Yeah, they're trying. Have we heard anything about the contract, DirecTV?
Didn't they lose Sunday Ticket? I heard that they lost Sunday Ticket.
Right, but who got the rights?
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe they're not going to give the rights. They're just going to divvy it up to like Amazon and
yeah, like why wouldn't you?
I don't know. Because that's where they made a lot of their money on it. It was like
right, but if you can get multiple streaming platforms, I mean that's more than one contract.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like DirecTV had exclusive rights, so you had to go to DirecTV, but that kind of limited you with how many people were going to see it. So if you have multiple streaming platforms that you're contracting with.
But that's going to kill DirecTV. I
know. Aren't they? I thought they were already like bankrupt. Week 9. Oh, I hate this game. Week 9, we see the Rams. It is at home. It's a 4:25 game.
Wait a minute, I wanted to say something about
the DirecTV thing.
Oh, yeah. Richard Sherman is in talks with working with Amazon this year.
They're scooping up a lot of talent. Isn't that where Kay Adams went?
Did she?
I think so. She left Good Morning Football. In fact, check me on that.
Yeah, I don't think she had anything planned. I think she just
she might have been in talks with them. That's where Troy Aikman went, right?
Right, and Troy Aikman and Joe Buck. They're doing the Thursday Night Football.
Yeah. Pat McAfee was talking to him. I don't know if that went anywhere. Yeah, so I think that they're poising to take over the NFL. I think they're swooping in and getting a lot of the talent from the other networks. And so I think there's going to be a huge shakeup as far as the future of the NFL goes in that way. I mean, think about what kind of control and influence that gives them.
Yes.
You know? Just something to look out for. So the Rams, week 9, and we have a late bye week. We don't have a bye until week 11, so we got to see week 6, the Steelers, who, you know, although their offense might be a little bit of questionable, they're a tough team. They always have been. And then, so that's week 6. 2 weeks later, we see the Ravens, who, same thing, they're a tough team. They're going to beat us up. And then we got the Rams
the
next week. Yeah.
Yes.
So
that's at Raymond James.
Yeah. But it is a good thing because the Ravens we see on a Thursday, and then we don't see the Rams until Sunday. So we'll have a week and a half to recover, which I think we'll need.
Yeah.
And then
that's a 4:25 p.m. game, the Rams game.
Yeah. So, and then the following week, week 10, that's when we go to Germany. Oh, I hate those games.
Yeah. That's the first game that's going to be played in Munich, Germany. It will probably be pretty cold there. It gets cold at that time of year in Germany.
Really?
Yeah.
And so when we go to England, they play on the soccer pitches, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an open stadium.
So what is this? Is this the same thing?
What?
Allianz Arena. Like, what is that?
Is it Allianz or Alliance?
Allianz.
I've been saying Alliance.
Huh. It's like a financial company. So is that like a football pitch there too? In Germany? I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a soccer stadium. But it's got like an open roof.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it'll probably be pretty cold there.
Ugh.
But it's one of the few cold games we're going to play this year.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, look at the schedule. We're not, we don't play hardly any cold weather teams. You figure we got at Cleveland, November 27th.
Yeah, that'll be cold.
Yeah. Seattle, we're playing Munich.
Mm-hmm.
So those two games will probably be cold.
Mm-hmm.
December 5th, New Orleans. That's in a dome. I'm sitting here giving all the rest of the schedule.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And and the rest of the games for the rest of the year are either warm or in domes.
Yeah, you're right. So that's good. All right. I didn't realize that. I think that certainly works to our advantage. So after we get back from Germany, thankfully we get a bye week. So that's awesome.
Real quick, I want to say the Sunday ticket is still available. DirecTV. The package doesn't expire until 2023.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So they're probably still in talks with everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, bidding for the package starts in 2023.
Gotcha. Okay.
And everybody from Apple to Amazon, Disney and Comcast. It looks like they're going to go with streaming services, plural.
Yeah, I could see Disney.
Yeah,
getting it. Amazon. Interesting.
23% of DirecTV subscribers do it specifically for a Sunday ticket.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's how we were. We had DirecTV just for that reason.
Yeah. That was back in the days when you couldn't get it anywhere else.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So they would lose like a quarter of their subscribers potentially.
Yeah.
Oof.
I know somebody who's quit using
them. Okay, so week 12 we've got at Cleveland. That's a 1:00 game. Week 13 is a Monday night game against New Orleans.
Let's go back to the Cleveland game real quick.
Oh, okay.
You're just shooting past everything.
You're right. I did. Jumped the gun there.
Deshaun Watson, now he's meeting with the NFL. Is it tomorrow?
Yeah.
The NFL is going to meet with him. I think they're going there. So we'll find out whether he's going to get suspended or whatever. You know, for everything I've seen, the guy didn't do anything. You know, I mean, if you don't get, when they convene a grand jury and they don't, say that you need to be brought in front of a court, there's nothing there. And, it just seems to me like, I don't know. I'll be surprised if anything happens to him. But if something does, we'll probably be playing him. Because if they do suspend him, I can't see them suspending him for the whole year. They might do 3 games or whatever, but he'll be playing at this point of the year no matter what. Well, unless, he gets injured previously, whatever. So that'll be interesting.
Yeah, we'll see what he's got. I've been pretty hard on him as a player, so
yeah,
it'll
you put your money where your mouth is.
Exactly.
Now, the Ndamukong Suh, we haven't signed him yet or re-signed him, and there's reports out there that Cleveland Browns and the Oakland Raiders are interested in him, as well as us. Now, the Raiders, they don't have the money. They got $5 million right now, and they haven't signed their rookie guys.
Oh my God, what?
Right. We've got $12 million, but we're looking for Gronk to come back. Mm-hmm. So, and we haven't signed our guys either. So, it's a little tight for us. Now, the Browns, they got $23 million.
Shoot.
Yes, I know. And Sue's going to cost $8 million.
Yeah. So that could turn into a bidding war. And we know Cleveland is willing to put up the house for whoever they want.
Right. Yeah, and they might get him just for this game.
Right.
I really do too. I really do. Suh he's the linchpin of our defense. I feel, he's much more valuable than people give him credit for. The guy, he never misses a game. He doesn't make mistakes. He's always where he needs to be. He's a playmaker. When it's third and long, and the game's on the line, that's when Sue's going to bust through and do something. His stats aren't like spectacular and all that, but they're still pretty good for a defensive tackle. The guys, what did he get, 6.5 sacks or something like that last year? I just like the guy. I know, the other guys really look up to him, respect him.
Yeah, I think he's great in the locker room.
Yeah. And not just on the field, but as a person. You know, I mean, I think he's turned a lot of guys' lives around. And I've seen him, you know, he's got certain things that he does, and he came into the Buccaneers, and I saw a lot of the guys picking up his moves and doing the same things. Now, last year, our whole defensive line did not play well. I mean, they didn't play bad, but they just didn't play at that elite level that I wanted to see them play and that they can play at. You know, Barrett didn't play well. JPP didn't play well. And when I say they didn't play well, again, it's that they didn't play at that elite level.
The bar was so high.
Yeah. And Vita and Suh, you know, they were just, they didn't play bad, but they weren't, you know, out there destroying everybody like we expected and wanted them to. But, you know, I think not getting Suh back is really going to hurt us. It's going to hurt our run game for damn sure.
You know, and I really wanted him there to be able to groom guys, you know, that we drafted.
All right, calm down, Disney. Grooming.
You knew what I meant.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, Logan, he's not a run stopper.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, you know, if he's going to take Suh's spot, you know, our run defense is going to fall quite a bit. Now, last year, it wasn't that great. You know, I mean, it took a beating. You know, I think it was, God, who was it? We played Indianapolis. He ended up putting up like 105 yards on us, and then it was just like boom, boom, boom. We got a hit. Can't remember. But we had like 2 or 3 teams that really ran on us, like 150 yards, and it took us from the top spot in the league, which we were the top run defense for 2 years in a row. And if we would have done it for 3 years in a row, would have set a record. Nobody's ever done that before. And we ended up being 3rd on the season because of the little stretch there. Mm-hmm. We had a tough time stopping the run. But again, you know, JPP was hurt and Barrett was hurt, and, you know, I don't know, there was just something out there. But if we don't have Suh, it's definitely going to hurt our run game because he just stops at, you know, anything within his radius, his arm reach. That's just dead space. You can't run there. Mm-hmm. You know, so.
And he's so smart too. So he's getting off blocks, and he's
right. Yeah, you don't push him out of the way.
Yeah.
And then run at his spot.
Right.
Yeah. So, I really want us to get Suh back, but.
Yeah, I just don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah.
If we're anticipating that Gronk is coming back.
He better come back, damn it. If he doesn't come back and we don't get Suh or JPP back, I'll be mad at Gronk.
I know.
Did you see he tweeted out on Leonard Fournette's birthday? Leonard Fournette was like, let's see how many people in the stands will wear my number. And Gronkowski responded on Instagram and said, I'll be in the stands wearing number 7 for you this year. Everybody was like, whoa, no. You're going to be playing, buddy.
I know. Well, I think that if Gronk is coming back and we are tight against the cap, I think that's when Tom Brady comes in and renegotiates his contract or something.
I don't know if he can anymore. Can he?
I don't know. Are there limits to how much you can do that?
Don't know.
Well, that's what I would foresee happening. Week 13, Monday night, prime time against the Saints. That one's at home.
Oh, God.
I know.
Another primetime game against the Saints.
I just, you know, I don't fear this team necessarily, but, you know, we don't have the best track record.
I know.
It's
oh,
just...
my goodness. Yeah, so now we're getting into the cold weather games normally.
Yeah.
But then, you know, again, we got New Orleans. It's a dome. And then the week after that is...
San Francisco.
Right. 49ers.
Yeah.
And warm, sunny, California. Never cold out there.
Yeah.
That's another 4:25 game Sunday.
Yes. And then
John Lynch. We're going to be going up against John Lynch's team.
Yeah, and then we'll see. Like, they still have Jimmy G for right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there was the expectation and understanding that he was going to get traded. And it hasn't happened. He's still there. So I thought that their plan was to go with Trey Lance, but from what I've heard, he's maybe not completely ready. The coaching staff, they've asked about him and they're saying, So maybe they feel like, oh, we need Jimmy G here another year. Don't know. That would be one to watch. And then the following week, we have the Bengals at home. That's a 4:25 game. You think
they're going to make the Super Bowl again this year?
No.
You think they're going to make the playoffs?
Maybe. Potentially. I don't know. It's one of those things. You get a rookie quarterback, which he was fun to watch, and he did do well. But it's how do you rebound after a Super Bowl loss?
Has it ever happened? I don't know.
I don't know. And, it's like Pat Mahomes, look at the Chiefs after they lost.
Yeah, man, you get your butt whooped in the Super Bowl. It's hard to come back from that.
It is hard, and especially for a young guy like that. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's impossible. I just don't. It's tough. And then the following week, week 16, that's our Christmas game, 8:20 at the Cardinals, which that sucks. All our players, they're going to be away from home on Christmas. Like, that stinks.
Yeah.
It's a road game.
Yeah. But, and again, it's a dome stadium. Yeah. Arizona. I mean, it's warm anyhow. They didn't have a dome.
Right, exactly. So we will
see. Yeah, so that's the last game. It's a triple header on Christmas, and we're playing the last one. That sucks because, I'm going to be 3 sheets to the wind by that point.
I'm just not a fit. Like, even Thanksgiving, I know Thanksgiving in football, it's like a tradition, but it's hard on a holiday like that. Like, especially the women folks.
The women folks, y'all are all like,
I'm cooking.
Let's do all this. Let's do this.
I gotta watch, it's like, I miss half the games because I'm in the kitchen. Mm. So, anyway, Christmas, I feel like it's the same thing. Dad's going to be on the couch. Mom's going to be doing everything.
Hey.
It's football. I knew that when I married into this. That was part of the agreement. We had it in the vows.
You're lucky I'm not at the bar watching the game. Christmas.
Okay, and then New Year's Day, we got the Panthers at home. That's a 1:00 game.
That's crazy. We're doing Christmas game and New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Panthers, that'll be fun. Bring in the new year, beating up on the kittens.
Yeah.
At this point, they're going to be shooting for a high draft pick.
Yeah.
So
their coach will probably be fired by then. I don't think he's going to make it through the season. That's my prediction.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not going to be great. He's already had 2 seasons.
Has it been 2?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yes, he's had 2 drafts. Remember the first draft he had all defensive players. And then this draft was just like a cluster.
No, this will be a second year. So I gave him 2 years, right. Maybe 3, depending. But after I saw their draft and how they're doing things, I'm just like, are they even trying? It's just weird.
Yeah.
You definitely saw that at the end of the year last year. Their team had quit. And I was like, well,
they had already fired coaches.
Yeah.
Like mid-year.
Right. You can't do that, man.
Yeah, it's just not.
When a team starts firing coaches mid-year, that's when you know.
Yeah. Well, that's why I don't think he's even going to make it the full year.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll see.
So that'll be a good way to kick in the new year. I like that.
And I don't know if we're going to be sitting players or not by that point. Depends on our playoff position.
Good point.
Who knows? And then week 18 at the Falcons, to be determined. There's no...
Right. It'll be January 7th or the 8th, Saturday or Sunday, depending.
Why? Why are they doing... Did they do all the teams like that?
I don't know.
It's just weird.
Yeah. I guess it's kind of a flex thing, but depending on what games are exciting, they're going to have some on Saturday. And
well, and I think the last week they've probably done all division games.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did it last year too.
Yeah, so there might be some playoff implications with some of these. I doubt for our division, but so looking at the schedule, what do you think our record is going to be?
18-0, 17-0. No. I don't know. I'm going to have to, just saying it right now, looking at this, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4 losses. So
I was thinking like 15-2, 2 losses coming against the Saints. That was like when I looked through, I was like, yeah, no, we're not beating them. And everyone else, I was like, we're beating them. No problem here. No problem here.
Yeah, I was looking at it as to, teams that I think that we are going to have a hard time against. I just went ahead and counted it as a loss. So I saw 4.
Okay.
4, maybe bad. 5. So yeah, I'm not mad about this. But then again, our team, they got to play right too.
Yeah.
We can't just hand them the trophy already. We tried doing that last year and it didn't work for us.
Yeah. Yeah, they got to do something different this year.
Yes. So not only is Richard Sherman in talks with Amazon, so, he's not coming back. He's not going to be on our team for sure, even if he does come back. Fox Sports tweeted out that Tom Brady is going to be their lead analyst whenever he retires. The report is allegedly it's a 10-year contract for $375 million.
Whoa.
Yeah, but then the public relations guy for Fox Sports came out and he said, no, that's not true. So we don't know. We don't know what he was saying it was not true about, but
yeah,
whether he was saying it was a contract or the deal or whatever.
Oh, the whole story about him being an analyst?
No, we know that's true because they did say that at their quarterly meeting. So
we just don't know the price tag.
Right. So that's interesting. That's interesting in a number of different aspects. We had one of our listeners had talked to us about did the Miami thing, him going there being a part-time or an owner and a player, or just, any idea of him going there, how would that affect his relationship with the rest of the team? Yeah, they're going to look at him side-eyed if they think that, yeah, he wanted to go do that, but then he decided to stay here because of the Flores stuff and all that. And if you got a player that wants to go somewhere else, it is Tom Brady, though. You feel like he's going to put it all in whatever he's doing. So, but how are players going to look at him now, knowing that as soon as he retires, he's going to be one of them. He's going to be one of the media people. So, he's going to have all these stories. He's going to have, what's he going to say? Are you going to be worried about being around Tom Brady now? Because, he might tell a story about you while he's at Fox Sports or whatever.
I didn't think about that aspect of it. I don't really see that as a concern. I think anybody else, like, those might be legitimate concerns, but I feel like it's Tom Brady. Like, he's just such a icon in football. Mm-hmm. It's like the rookies. They're at rookie minicamp and they go to his locker and are just like staring at his locker, like everyone congregated just to look at the locker. That's what they called it. Mm-hmm. So I think that he's just kind of got a mystique and rapport among players.
Yeah, well, I don't think that guys would be like consciously thinking that or anything, but if you knew that somebody's going to be, because these guys have a contentious relationship with the media, because these guys, they know that the media will report on them, destroy their lives, whatever, just to get a story. So a lot of these guys are very guarded against the media. And now you've got a guy in your locker room who is going to be in the media, So even if you're not consciously thinking it, subconsciously you're going to be a little guarded around him, I think.
But don't you think there's a difference between media and then players who go, fill that role?
You would think.
Like a Troy Aikman or...
Right.
I mean, there's so many players, John Lynch, that went, Rondé Barber, that went to the broadcast booth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of them.
Yeah.
Chris Collinsworth.
Mark Sanchez.
Jimmy Johnson.
Drew Brees.
Terry Bradshaw.
I mean, there's so many. Yeah. Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
There's a pretty long list.
Mm-hmm. And then what about, are they thinking, well, this Tom Brady guy, he's already got his retirement set up. He's ready to go out.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to be a lame duck season for Tom Brady? Is he just going to ride the season out? I can't see Tom Brady doing that. Mm-mm. But are the other players going to think that way? Or are they going to be like, Tom Brady's already got one foot out the door?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's weird. This year is starting off very weird, man.
I know.
Very weird.
Yeah.
It's crazy. And Tom Brady just, to me, he's kind of goofy and he doesn't really come across as, he's good in front of the camera in the sense that he says the right things. He's very polished and all that, but there's something off about him that's just.
Yeah. He's not, like Peyton Manning, you feel like you could go and sit at a bar with him and have a beer.
Right.
And it'd be cool. Even Eli, like dumb as a rock, but you're like, he's like a
Peyton Manning's just got the gift of gab.
Yeah.
You don't feel that way with Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like hard for him to talk to people.
Yeah. I agree.
So it'll be interesting to see. He'll be great. Whatever he does, he's going to be great at. I think, when he goes to Fox Sports, they're going to have the best TV crew in the history of TV crews. He will make that happen. You know what I'm saying? He's going to go in there and get the team right. And, it's Tom Brady.
Well, just think about, he is just such an encyclopedia of football knowledge. Like, think about how he's mentored the young guys in the Bucs locker room. He's even gone to like Sean Murphy Bunting and said, hey, you need to, this guy's got a good move that you could kind of replicate, or this guy. And so, he's got 23 years, how many years is it now? 22?
This will be 22.
Years of football under his belt.
Yes. And, that's a lot of film
he remembers
watching.
all of it.
Yeah.
And I see him in the broadcast booth doing a lot of homework, a lot of film work on these guys beforehand. So I think he'll bring a totally different element to the broadcast booth than a lot of other guys do. I think it'll make it bring a different dimension.
What happened to Drew Brees? He was with NBC, right?
Yeah.
Is he not with them anymore? He wasn't that great, I didn't think. The few times I saw him in the booth, but
the New York Post is reporting that he's done. Like, he didn't like, he wanted to be in the booth and he got too much of the like studio work. He posted on Twitter and said that he's undecided about what his future, and he got the Saints fan base like worked up into a frenzy because he said he might even play. And he's been tweeting about how
Saints fans, y'all got Jameis Winston now.
I know. But not just that, but Drew Brees just had shoulder surgery. Like recently. He hasn't played for a year and a half, and then he has shoulder. Like, it's not going to happen. Y'all stop.
Yeah.
So, so it's not clear what's going on there. The Post is reporting he's done, but he's saying, I don't know.
Wow. Interesting. So the Buccaneers signed 3 guys from minicamp. We brought a crap ton of people in. We even had Derrick Brooks's son. He came in, tried out and everything.
Which I think that's interesting. We've talked about the nepotism in the NFL. And so it surprised me that he was a walk-on and not like he wasn't drafted. I don't know what the story is there, but he wasn't drafted.
Yeah, I heard he's not very good.
That's
what I heard. Yeah, I know. But So we did sign 3 guys, Coastal Carolina wide receiver Kameron Brown, James Madison defensive lineman Mike Greene, and another tight end from Yale. We got a Yale and a Harvard, right?
Oh God, let's see them compete in like trivia.
Yeah. So this J.J. Howland, that's the tight end from Yale. Now I was looking him up. He's 6'6", 255 pounds, big dude. But his experience is not all that great. In 2017, he was a backup. Didn't see the field. 2018, he had 18 receptions, 326 yards, 2 touchdowns. 2019, he had a career or season-ending injury in week 1, so he missed the final 9 games. I guess I only played 10 games. Mm-hmm. And then in 2020, the whole Yale football team didn't play because of the pandemic. And then in 2021, he had 16 receptions, 238 yards, 2 touchdowns, and one of those was a 74-yard score. So you take 74 yards off the 238, he only had 100 and some yards all season. So in his whole college career, he's only had like 35 receptions for less than 600 yards, 4 touchdowns.
Okay, so he was a walk-on, and then they signed him, right?
Yes.
So they showed him something.
Yeah, he's probably a great blocker. 6'6", 325 or
that's a good point.
255 pounds.
Yeah, they are getting these like Josh Wells size guys.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see what he brings to the table. And then we got that other tight end, the redheaded dude, another Viking.
Yeah.
Ryan Jensen
he's a
lookalike.
character, it seems like.
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like they like him for the blocking.
Who, Howland or the other guy?
The other guy. Kieft. I think that's his name.
Yeah, it looks like that's what we're going to use our tight ends again for this year. It's blocking mainly.
Like, okay.
Yeah.
They can't all be Gronk. Like,
right.
Gronk is so good at everything.
But, I mean, Gronk was used mainly for blocking.
Yeah.
You know?
And he's so good at it.
Yeah. Probably the best blocking tight end out there.
Yeah. So, we made 2 cuts to get us to the 90 roster limit. We cut defensive lineman Kobe Smith and wide receiver Austin Watkins.
Okay.
So that got us to the 90.
In order to sign those 3 guys.
Yeah.
We had to cut two of our... Were they practice squad players or were they just guys we'd brought in?
I think Kobe was.
Yeah, I remember the names.
Yeah, Austin Watkins, that name is not familiar to me. Yeah. So I would say, yeah, he was probably a futures contract.
One thing you get with the Buccaneers Observer is a lot of stuff about the NFL referees. And we're not going to disappoint you right now. We've got 10 new game day officials. 10. We got 4 new replay officials and 5 new replay assistants. We've had 9 officials are retiring this year. One of them is head ref Tony Corrente.
Really?
Yeah. That surprised me. He was one of my favorites.
I know. I feel like we always get one of the big guys every year retire. My favorite was Gene Steratore. He's one of my favorites.
He was funny.
Yeah.
He was just always just so chill.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, what did we watch? It was like a document. No, it was Pat McAfee, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the interview with him there. He comes from he's like 7, 8 brothers. They're all highly competitive.
Referees.
Yeah.
It's like a family business.
Yes. They take that crap serious too.
Yeah.
And he's a great public speaker.
Mm-hmm.
He was so that was very interesting. But yeah, so Tony Corrente is gone. He'll no longer be an official in the. So I don't know who's going to take over his crew, but we do have Trawick Boger, better known as Tra. Yes,
is that Jerome Boger's son?
Yep, I saw it on your face. You were just like, and I was going to say something when you were talking about nepotism.
Oh, speaking of which.
Yeah, so it's Jerome Boger's son. He is
interesting.
Moving up in the world. He was a cornerback in college, Now, he signed with the Packers in 2006 as an undrafted free agent. He wasn't drafted, so he signed with the Packers in 2006, but they released him. He didn't make the roster. Guess who he signed with in 2007?
The Bucs?
Yes.
What?
Yeah, we signed him in 2007. Didn't make the roster. So after we cut him, he signed with the Toronto Argonauts of the CFL. Again, didn't make the roster. Now that makes you wonder, makes you go, here's a guy that's probably got a grudge against the NFL because he couldn't make it the teams, and now he's getting to be an NFL referee, that's a rare thing. I mean, but we got a couple of them who are ex-NFL players coming up now. Mike Morton, he's joining the list of former NFL players who have traded in their shoulder pads to become refs, zebras. Morton was a linebacker for 7 seasons. He played for the Raiders, Rams, Packers, and Colts. He's going to be the first NFL official to have a Super Bowl ring.
Wow.
As a player. Yeah, he won Super Bowl 34 with the Packers in the 1999 season. That's when they beat the Broncos.
I kind of like the idea of them being former players because I think you can appreciate the player perspective more and how difficult it is to, make a certain tackle or whatever. I feel like they'd be more sympathetic to the players.
That'll be interesting. We'll find out, man. Yeah. We have Robin DeLorenzo, female official from the XFL. She's going to be the 3rd female permanent on-field official to be hired by the NFL. She's going to be joining Sarah Thompson and Judge Mia Chaka.
Oh, okay.
So we got 3 of them now. 3 of you people.
You people.
And then also to throw into the diversity scheme here, we have our first Asian American official, Lo Van Pham.
Okay.
How about that? He was born in Laos and moved to the United States at the age of 7. So.
Okay.
Yeah. That's something you hear about all the time. We talk about diversity in the NFL. Why are there no Asian players or Asian? This is the first Asian official. There's no Asian coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah. When we talk about diversity, I think we all know what we're talking about there. So, side judge Lo Van Pham, first Asian NFL official. Moving on up.
There we go.
Yeah. So that's all I could find from the officials that I found interesting. But we got 4 new replay officials and 5 new replay assistants, but I didn't see anybody leaving. And most of the replay officials are guys moving up from assistants. So I don't know if we're just getting more refs in the replay booths. Don't know.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. Ugh. Who wants that?
More replay guys.
God.
More administration personnel.
I know. Golly day. How many refs does it take to make a decision? Really?
Oh my gosh, that sounds like the start of a joke.
I know,
How many refs does it take to screw in a light bulb?
I know. It is a joke. Okay, so we hired Mississippi State's Deandre Ward as an assistant strength and conditioning coach. So he's taking Merrill's job.
Okay.
He played linebacker for the Bulldogs.
Georgia.
Yeah. So fill that vacancy. And then we apparently are going to have joint practices with both the Titans and the Dolphins.
I saw that.
And
we're going to be doing scrimmages, and we played the Dolphins in preseason.
Yeah, well, and I think Tennessee too. Both of them. That's why we're having the joint practices.
Okay. So we'll do practices with them, scrimmage, and then play the preseason game. Who are we doing first?
Okay, so Miami is week 1. That's August 13th.
Okay. Then Tennessee.
And then Tennessee. So that's at Tennessee. Miami is at home. And then week 3 is the Colts at Indianapolis. And so the Tennessee game and the Colts game, they're still date and time to be determined.
That's good. I'm glad we got Tennessee in there because, they're a tough team. They're kind of like the Harbaugh team. They believe in blocking and tackling, run first team. And you want that. You want that to get prepared for the season.
We saw them last preseason.
Did we?
We did.
Okay.
When there a fight at practice?
Well, that's right. Antonio Brown got into it with them, didn't he?
Yes.
Yes. Mike Vrabel and Tom Brady are really good friends.
Yeah. He
So
was
that's
in
probably
Man in
why.
the Arena.
Yeah.
And they're always shit-talking each other. So.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. How crazy is that? Here's a guy you played with, and you're now a head coach of a football team, and he's still playing quarterback. That's insane, man. You know how long it takes to become a head coach?
I know. You got to work your way up.
Yeah,
through the
it took
coaching ranks
Vrabel 15
and-
years.
Yeah.
He was an assistant coach with Belichick, and gosh, man. Yeah, he worked his way up, but he works his way up to get a head coaching job in the same amount of time Tom Brady's still out there winning Super Bowl rings. We don't know what we got. We really don't. When Tom Brady retires and he's gone, the whole NFL world is going to go, wow, we were alive for that.
It's just, we saw, there's been a whole era of quarterbacks that are retiring. I would say Peyton Manning was the first one where it's wow, he's one of the best.
Yeah.
And if Tom Brady didn't exist, he would be the best, is what I would say. So we all saw that, and then it's just been a steady stream since then of guys falling out.
Yes. Yeah.
Ben Roethlisberger last
Phillip
year.
Rivers, Drew Brees.
Rivers, yep.
Yep, they're all gone, man. Tom Brady's outlasted them all. And quite a few waves of them.
And is he trying to outlast Pat Mahomes or all the, at this point, I'm Russell Wilson might retire before Tom Brady does. Aaron Rodgers might.
Yeah, he's eyeing the guys coming in this draft. He's like, I might play until you retire.
Yeah. Cam Newton, he outlasted him.
Yeah. That's insane. And, he's done it with very little injuries. He had the one season-ending injury, and then after then, he took it serious. He was like, man, getting injured sucks. And that's when he started the whole TB12 stuff and started working on his pliability and being serious about his health. And really, since then, he hasn't had hardly anything.
And certainly nothing he complains about during the season.
I know. That's crazy. Tough. Old school tough.
Oh, yeah.
All right. You got anything else?
I was just going to say that OTAs start tomorrow.
Really?
And the 17th through the 19th.
Okay. Well, we should be able to get some good pictures and maybe some video out of that. The Buccaneers never did release a schedule release video. They said they were going to, and they didn't. Yeah. It's like after the Chargers did theirs, they did that anime one. Yeah, everybody was just like, yeah, we can't beat that.
Okay, which I'm not a fan of anime.
Me neither. But that was awesome.
It's a whole thing. It's a culture. I don't understand it. Yeah. But it's great. People love it. But that video was fantastic.
Yeah. They were throwing shade at people, and it was funny. So, I think the Buccaneers saw that. They were like, yeah, we're not going to put ours out.
Yeah, we quit.
Or maybe they did. We need to look it up and see if they did put one out.
And I think the Chargers had a really good video a couple years ago. It was the stock footage video of every team. And for the Chiefs, it was the
chefs. Yeah,
they did the chefs, which was hilarious. I got a good chuckle out of that one. So
yeah. All right. That about it?
Yep, that's it.
All right, man. Season's getting closer and closer. We got OTAs coming up tomorrow. And, then, we're going to be looking at the mandatory training camps, right?
Mandatory minicamp starts June 7th.
Man, right around the corner.
I know.
Then we start seeing all the injuries across the league and training camps. and all the reshuffling everybody has to do because of that. Mm-hmm. And then preseason's here, man. Yeah. It's hard to believe. I mean, we're only a couple months away.
I know. Well, once the draft starts or is over, everything.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Guys, we're getting closer and closer and closer.
Yay. So
put on your shoulder pads and your helmet. Sit and watch TV like our rookie running back does. I don't know if you heard, but he wanted to take a Buccaneers helmet back to his hotel room so he could watch TV in it.
They wouldn't let him.
This is the same guy that carries a football around with him all the time. So you gotta love this guy.
Very like tactical.
Yeah.
Like.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. Till next time.
Go Bucs.